Hey everybody, Min Chocolate Chip here with another video from Dizzy Sorcerer's Arena. Today, I know yesterday or the other day I was just posting a video about my team in PvP. Well, new things have happened. So if you're playing in the Toy Story event, you can get the Bucket of Soldiers tokens. And so now I have a new team, and I call it affectionately my Bucket of Barley, because really it operates on two key principles. One, the first is that I'm always getting the Bucket of Soldiers out, and as soon as I do, I only use Barley's assist attack, or his basic, which is the assisting. Because what it does is that there are so many soldiers and attacks happening. Again, same lineup as before. I do have some tier 5s now, so my deck power has gone up quite a bit. And hopefully we'll get some good battles here so you can see it. So the reason the Bucket of Soldiers is so good, again, it has the same speed as the Duke Kaboom spell, Foul Play. They all have the same speed, which means that they would come out at the same time, which is extremely helpful. So by having them come out at the same time, what you're getting is you can use Foul Play and then the soldiers together. It's more useful when it was with Duke, because Duke would be adding vulnerable to the to one target, and if you keep leveling up, then it has a higher probability of getting to other targets. So here we are facing a team. I do have quite a bit of a power advantage, and we'll see whether or not they're able to play this right. Looks like they're doing okay right now. They're gonna take out Shan Yu, but see, these come out at the same time, so having the Bucket of Soldiers just makes this so much better. I'm just going to pass this over because I need this. And from here on out, I'm just going to be using basic attacks because there's no reason for me not to, because I get assists from these, which end up doing even more damage than some of these special abilities, just because the soldiers, one, they're their own character, so they would have to take this bucket in order to win. And every time it moves, whoever was your last selected target, it'll attack twice, and it does quite a bit of damage. So I'm just doing this just to show. So Barley, they'll assist Barley, and then he'll call 2 to assist. It was actually funny. He actually just called the bucket to assist there. But yeah, so Barley's has the assist. Barley throws, calls 2 people, but they'll have the bucket will go, and then the 2 will go. And if you are lucky enough to get Shan Yu called by Barley, then you're doing 4 attacks, because Shan Yu's going to hit one character, then hit another, and it doesn't really matter. If you also happen to get Ian has the ability to hit multiple characters, so you're doing up to 5 possible. That would be like max perfect RNG on that one, but for the most part, the team is exactly the same, but instead of having Duke to get invulnerable, I have the Bucket of Soldiers, and the Bucket of Soldiers have the ability to really just mess with teams. So the other thing I like to do is Manticore can take off stuns. So again, I don't know how to tell. I'll say this in the video one more time. If you're up against an Onward Trio, you have to take out Ian first, because it doesn't matter if you take out Barley, because Manticore can get evasion on Barley all the time. In addition to the fact that debuffs aren't always the best option on this team, because Manticore can heal them. So really, you want to take out Ian, because I'm about to just take out most of the team on that, and I'm just gonna get the Bucket of Soldiers just as a assurance here, but I'm not even gonna need it. So even though I do have a power advantage here, it doesn't really stop the fact that they're at a much greater disadvantage, because they're not going after Ian. They're not taking away Ian before he could use his the attack, the Arcane Lightning, which does a ton of damage to the whole team. Okay, so now we're facing a much harder team. They have Zerg, and then they have Kingdom characters. So they have 4 Kingdom characters, so they should all go fast. The only Kingdom I have are Shan Yu and Aladdin. And it looks like I didn't get any critical hits, so I wasn't able to reduce their cooldown, reduce their speed meter at all. And we might even get lucky. Well, I don't want to say lucky, but it looks like they've actually just quit out, so they're just going to wait this one out. So I'm just going to have to fight this one and wait for it to go down. Oh, it looks like they actually are on. They were just not paying attention for that first hit. So, again, like the first couple turns are all exactly the same, because really I really just want to spread debuffs as much as possible. Having Zerg just means that they're going to be getting a lot of attacks in right away as well. But Sean, you managed to survive that one, which is amusing to me. So I'm just going to throw up a taunt. And I already have the bucket of soldiers available. So I'm just going to have to wait this one out. Wait for their turns to go out, and then I should be in the clear. Yeah, so bucket of soldiers goes out. I'll do the back line here, and I'm gonna use this. I need to upgrade the ability on Aladdin's second skill so he could do more damage, because the second tier does 50% more damage. Here I'm just gonna take out a good chunk of the team, and now they're basically gone. Again, if you're facing an onward trio, you have to go after Ian first. So that's just me. Obviously, if you're not keeping up very heavily with the events, then you won't have these yet. But the next time they come around, they're seasonal. Make sure to be ready for Aladdin, because getting foul play is extremely useful. Duke is very, very good. You can actually get him up levels. But the bucket soldiers just unlocked from the Toy Story event, absolutely phenomenal. If you have it, use it. Great speed on it. Adds so much. So that's just kind of the breakdown of my team. I affectionately call it my bucket of barley, because really, I fought a couple of these harder ones. Sorcerer's tournament, fighting up against a lot of teams that are much higher power, and still able to take them out pretty easily. Just because as it gets longer, I'm able to use more and more barley to feed more assists, to feed the bucket. The great thing is that because it's so fast too, the bucket, if you get another bucket, if one's already on and you get a new one, what it does is that it destroys the old one and puts a new completely clean one on. You can't have two at the same time. You can get it so that it will assist Woody. So if I had a better Woody, I might even consider adding it, but probably not, because Woody's not fantastic in his own right, at least for right now, but useful. Love this one so far. Best spell I've added, and foul play is really good too, but just having this adds so much. It's like I can't imagine. I can't properly describe just how much more damage I'm getting out of it, because I have the bucket of soldiers. Easily my favorite spell I have right now. Foul play also very useful, getting a lot of damage and a lot of use out of foul play, but you're gonna have to wait for the next Aladdin event to get these ones up. Obviously don't have the Toy Story characters up high enough, but we'll get there. The next time this comes around, I'll have Woody much more prepared to get up to the higher stars. They've added new tiers in this next go around, so I imagine Scar's Lair will get more tiers probably in the next go around, because this only goes up to 5-star. And a lot of the other ones they've added to Toy Story, for instance, they've added all the way up to 7 stars. So who knows? Maybe the next go around they'll have all the events up to full 7 stars, and you'll be able to get everything. Get even more if you have them more invested. But that's just kind of this video breakdown of my new team. Even though I just did one, thought it was worth talking about the bucket of soldiers. So if you have it, go for it. If you don't have it but you like to see it, invest a little bit in Toy Story for the next go around. Even with a tiny amount of investing, you're still going to get some bucket of soldiers rewards from the first couple of tiers, and then eventually you can unlock it, I think, in the next go around, even just with using free to play, just this random investment. But my recommendation is, if you aren't spending to get these up a little bit, save for Zerg. Invest in the downtown characters, the downtown villains. Get ready for Zerg. He should be the next one that comes around, and I'm hyped for that one. With that, guys, as always, like if you like, leave a like if you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing. If you have any comments, concerns, requests, always find me on Discord. Love to talk to you guys about the game. With that, I will see you guys in the next video.